We're gonna rock, we're gonna roll, we're gonna rock this joint tonight. Tear down the mailbox, rip up the floor, smash out the windows and knock down the door. We're gonna rock, rock this joint. We're gonna rock, rock this joint. We're gonna rock, rock this joint. We're gonna rock this joint tonight. Well, 6 times 6 is 36. I ain't gonna hit for 6 more licks. We're gonna rock,
Hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock.
rock this joint. We're gonna rock this joint tonight. To the beat of bop rag, side by side, a flying low and a flying wide. We're gonna rock,
Hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock.
rock this joint. We're gonna rock this joint tonight. Well, 7 times 5 is 35. Man, oh man, alive. We're gonna rock,
Hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock.
rock this joint. We're gonna rock this joint tonight.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Well, little boy blue, come blow your horn. The cats in the mat are gonna rock till morn. We're gonna rock,
Hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock,
rock this joint. We're gonna rock,
hey, rock.
rock this joint. We're gonna rock this joint tonight.
Rock, oh baby, rock, oh baby, rock, oh baby, rock, oh baby, rock and roll is here to stay. It will never die. It was meant to be that way, though I don't know why. I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay.
We don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay.
Rock and roll will always be. I dig it to the end. It'll go down in history. Just you watch, my friend. Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history.
Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history.
Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Everybody rock. Rock on. Everybody rock. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Everybody rock and roll. Rock on. Everybody rock and roll. Rock and roll is here to stay. It will never die. It was meant to be that way, though I don't know why. I don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. Rock and roll will always be. I dig it to the end. It'll go down in history. Just you watch, my friend. Rock and roll will always be. It'll go down in history. Now, if you don't like rock and roll, think what you've been missing. But if you like to bop and stroll, come around and listen. Let's all start to have a ball. Everybody rock and roll. Rock, oh baby, rock.
take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Love is not a gadget, love is not a toy. When you find the one you love, she'll fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hand of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart caused by you. Oh,
Doo-lang, doo-lang, doo-lang.
Chain, 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 chain of food. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man, but I found out I'm just a link in your chain. Oh, you got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treated me mean. Oh, you treated me cruel. Chain, 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 chain of food. Every chain has got a weak link. I might be weak, child, but I'll give you strength. Oh, yeah. You told me to leave you alone. My father said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your loving isn't much too strong. I'm headed to you. Chain, chain, chain. 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 The chain of food. Oh, one of these mornings, the chain is gonna break. But up until then, yeah, I'm gonna take all I can take. Oh, yeah. Chain, chain, chain. 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 Chain of food. Oh, chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Oh, chain, chain, chain. The chain of food.
Well, bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a man on a fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a bug. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, my hands are shaky and my knees are weak. I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Who do you think of when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah, yeah. Well, please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm a little mixed up, but I feel fine when I'm near the girl that I love best. My heart beats so it scares me to death when she touches my hand. Oh, what a chill I got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah, yeah. My tongue gets tied when I try to speak. My inside shake like a leaf on a tree. There's only one cure for this body of mine. That's to have that girl and a love so fine. She touched my hand and what a chill I got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say that she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm all shook up.
Calling out around the world, are you ready for
and a pink carnation. I'm all dressed up for the dance. A white sport coat and a pink carnation. I'm all alone in romance. Once you told me long ago, to the prom with me you'd go. Now you've changed your mind, it seems. Someone else will hold my dreams. A white sport coat and a pink carnation. And in a blue, blue moon.
A white sport coat and a pink carnation.
I'm all dressed up for the dance.
A white sport coat and a pink carnation.
I'm all alone in romance. Once you told me long ago, to the prom with me you'd go. Now you've changed your mind, it seems. Someone else will hold my dreams. A white sport coat and a pink carnation. I'm in a blue, blue moon.
Go. Okay, good afternoon and welcome everyone. Thank you for all being here today. We're live streaming the service today for the people that couldn't make it from Australia and parts of New Zealand. So that's the camera up the back there, so if you all give it a wave, we're hi to everyone and welcome to the service. We're here to celebrate the life of Kevin Whitehead, commonly known as Waka. So I'll probably call him Kevin, I'll probably call him Waka, depending on what I feel like, but you know who I'm talking about. My name's Megan Bishop, and I'm one of the nieces of Waka. Tash and Justin have trusted me here today to officiate the service for their dad. They've given me real strict instructions that they want it to be funny, lighthearted, which I'm sure it will be with some of the stories we've had round at Alexander Road in the last few days. There's some words I cannot repeat, I will not repeat, why we've been planning this service today. So hopefully we'll farewell Uncle Waka here with lots of laughter and I'm sure a few tears. And I just want to let you know, I'm not a registered celebrant, but over the last few years, I've become our family celebrant, as we've lost all our elders, Uncle Waka being the last one. As we progress through the service today, I'm sure there'll be many tears and much laughter, and I'll do my best to keep things in order. So I'm going to call up the grandchildren. We have got Auntie Jen here today, and we're going to light a candle for her. So the grandchildren are come forward and light that, or whoever, all of you or one of you, whatever you want to do. So there is a match there, so whoever's the safest. Not Charlie. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Okay, thanks, guys. So today is the time to remember and give thanks and honour Kevin's life. It's also a time to support one another as we share in both our grief and our memories. While we come here together with sadness at this loss, we also come together with the gratitude for the time we had with Kevin and for the lasting impact he had on our lives. During the service today, we'll reflect on Kevin's life through words, photos, and shared memories. May this time bring you comfort, strength, and peace to you all. Waka passed away in the early hours of Wednesday, the 5th of August at Eldon Lodge in Powerpram. We had only been for the past 6 weeks or so, firstly in rest home level care and then in the hospital level care more recently. His passing was very unexpected, as the family had been told they had more time. But sadly, he decided on his terms it was time to depart the world. Even though Tash and Justin had made plans to be on their way and were on their way, they never made it to say their goodbyes. Kevin was one that as he got older in life, he was a man that was happy in his own space. He found comfort in the quiet moments and doing things his way and on his terms. And Tash and Justin really found that out in the recent months because he was not moving from Alexander Road at all. Thanks to the wonderful staff from Eldon Lodge, and I think I did see someone here representing Eldon Lodge, which is really nice. Thank you for the care that you gave Kevin, and Tash and Just truly appreciate how you looked after their dad in the last 6 weeks. Oh, there she is there. No? Oh, not you. Oh, sorry. There might be someone here or they might be watching. That's okay. He was wonderfully stubborn. Once his mind was made up, it stayed made up. That stubbornness showed through in the way he loved his family. He wasn't one for grand speeches or dramatic displays, but his love for his family was unwavering and showed through more when his grandchildren and even his great-grandchildren came into his life. He loved them with all his heart, and he loved you guys, you know that. He loved hearing stories and seeing photos of what you were all doing and their visits to check on him. I know that Sonia and Nikita made many visits to check on Grandad. And also his visits over to Australia, which he loved seeing the other grandchildren. And he met Sunny, his great-granddaughter, but he never got to meet Freddie. He taught that love doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes it's found in the quiet acts of kindness, the sacrifices made without recognition, the reassuring presence of someone who is always there when it counts, and that's what he did. That's what he did for his own family in his own way. Kevin was a man who truly mastered the fine art of happily doing what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. He wasn't one to fight for a seat at a family gathering, and sometimes I wouldn't blame him with our family. If in fact there was a crowd, there was a good damn chance that he was nowhere else to be seen except happily doing his own thing where he wanted to be. As we continue through this service, I'd like to acknowledge the people that can't be here today and make mention to our family members that have already passed. Please hold them close to your hearts. Today isn't about saying goodbye. It's about remembering and sharing memories that made the man Waka was. So let's not honour him with tears, but with smiles, stories, and the kind of joy that he wanted us to carry forward. Let's celebrate with open hearts, fond memories, and I'm sure there's going to be lots of laughter. So what we'll do now is we'll follow through the service sheet, and the first person up to do Uncle Waka's eulogy is Justin. So I don't think you'll need this. But
Anyway.
okay.
I've looked that up. Firstly, thank you everyone for turning up today. I know there's a lot of faces here that I haven't seen for some time. Just looking out there now, it's probably the first time I've seen many of you for a long time. So thank you guys for showing up for Dad. I really appreciate it. And just some acknowledgements of all the people that have helped this old boy out, especially over the last 2 to 3 years. You know who you are. Tasha's going to touch on that more in depth. But you guys have been fantastic and invaluable to us since we couldn't be here all the time. So thank you very much. You know who you are. Right. Kevin William Whitehead was born in Rawene on the southern shores of the Hokianga Harbour in Northland on the 23rd of July 1939. To parents Tom and Elsie Whitehead.
He was the youngest of 4 children, with the eldest being sister Faye, then Norma, and brother Tim. Dad was raised on a cattle farm in Horiki, a stone's throw away from his birthplace. He attended Horiki Primary School, a small school with a roll of approximately 15 pupils. His main mode of transport to school was on horseback, and everything was always a real mission in that part of the world. It's one of the most rugged, isolated, beautiful parts of New Zealand. And if you ever get the chance, I recommend you go there and have a look. From primary school, Dad attended Okaihau College, a short drive up the Utakura Valley from Horiki. He left college early. By early, I mean year 10, 4th form. Wasn't for him. Didn't like college. So he took up an apprenticeship at Moffat's Butchery in Kaikohe, where he eventually bunked down with his sister Norm and her husband Jim in Kaikohe Township. Dad moved on from butchery and took up a job at the AFCO freezing works in Morewa, where he had a number of roles from stockman to delivery driving. And between all the various forms of employment up north, Dad was extremely active on the local rugby scene. Yep, can't get through it without mentioning rugby, mate. Dad was a member of the Kaikohe and later the Otiria rugby clubs. He also represented various Bay of Islands and Northland junior teams. As Dad approached his 20s, him and some mates got itchy feet and decided to experience a in-country OE, as you'd probably call it, and set sail for the big smoke of Auckland. God only knows why. In Auckland, Dad found work at Tattersalls Carpet Factory and continued his rugby journey with the famous Ponsonby Club. Dad earned selection for Auckland B and was briefly called into the A squad for injury cover at one point. I can't remember the full story he told me, sorry Dad, but he was very proud of that. From Auckland, Dad was always one for a sense of adventure, and that adventure led him to a move south to Wellington, where he met my mother, his future wife, Jennifer. Dad, being the quintessential jack of all trades, engaged in various forms of employment while here in Wellington, from truck driving to timber merchandising and everything else in between. You name it, he's done it. There's so many other jobs, and I know there's people here that have probably worked with him. And yeah, you just know what he was like. He could do pretty much anything he put his hands to. Dad eventually settled here on the Kapiti coast with Mum and married her in 1971. Am I right? Was it 2? 1. Someone had that. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that wrong, you guys. Kill me later. But anyway, as was a tradition, children came later, with Tasha and I coming into the world a few years later. Moving through the years, I'd say Dad became the ultimate alpha dad who threw everything into Tasha and I, especially when it comes to sport. He would quietly take pride in our achievements while maintaining the tough guy exterior. He was so hard to please. The amount of ass kickings Tasha and I got because we'd dropped a ball or done something was, but he'd always go and brag to everyone else about how well we did. As Tasha and I became parents, Dad loved being a granddad. He adored all 5 of his grandkids and would miss them greatly whenever we had to go home. He spoiled those kids rotten. That was his generous spirit. He always put his grandkids first, no matter what. He always meant the world. He also loved the beer, as many of you in here would know. And, you know, he was a regular at his local watering holes, bowling clubs. He was a popular old fella who related well to everyone. And one of the things with Dad, he could relate well to everyone through the ages. Didn't matter if you're in your 20s or your 90s or your 100s. Dad was your mate. He was just a good, genuine bugger. And I'm sure hopefully someone from the old pub gets up and has a yarn. Sure, there's some more stories to share there. Bowls was always a very big part of Dad's life, and he enjoyed the social aspect of the sport, as well as the odd centre championship thrown into the mix, according to him. But more so, it was the social aspect of the bowling world that he loved. As the years flew by, we lost Mum in 2015. From there, Dad spent the last 11 years living solo. I have to admire his stoic nature to continue doing this, especially in the last 3 years when his health started to decline steadily. The man was a trooper. And he would always maintain that he was okay, even though we knew he wasn't. He just didn't want to upset anybody. As I draw to a conclusion of the eulogy, I would say Dad had 87 years of fulfilled life, love, and adventure. A life well lived, Dad. Enjoy your next journey. Say hi and give our love to Mum and everyone up there. And give the dogs a pat. So many of them. And he'll be the first one to run up to them and say hello. So, yeah, go well, Dad, and we'll see you on the other side someday. Looking forward to it. Cheers.
Are you ready, Tash? Your turn. You said you weren't going to do it on your phone.
Well, I couldn't write either. It's in my notes, sorry. Whoops. Yeah. Okay. Firstly, I want to thank everyone for being here today. To all our family and friends who have travelled from near and far to be here to say goodbye to Dad. Thank you. It means more to us than we could ever put into words. I especially want to thank our cousins who have been absolutely incredible over the past week. I'm going to get through this. You've been absolutely incredible. You have been there for everything, all the phone calls, the organising, the last minute help, the airport pickups, the cars, the places to stay, and just being there whenever we needed you. We honestly couldn't have gone through this week without you guys. I also want to say a big special to Richard Davis and Rowley and all the guys at the Boundary. Over the last few years, you guys have looked after Dad in so many ways. I know Dad really valued those friendships, even if he didn't always say it. And all Dad's bowling mates, neighbours, everyone else who kept in touch with him, checked on him, visited him, and made sure he was okay. Thank you. Dad had a lot of people looking out for him, and that means the world to us. But there was one person we especially want to acknowledge today, and that is our Auntie Jan Cook. Auntie Jan, you've gone over and beyond anything we could have ever asked. You weren't just Dad's family. You became his friend, his support. Shit, I can't see. Support, his carer, his taxi driver, his problem solver, his emergency contact, and at times probably his pain in the ass. But you were there. You were there when he needed someone. You were there when paramedics needed to be called. You were there to check on him, take him places, make sure he was eating, make sure he was okay, and simply sit with him when he needed company. With Justin and me living so far away, there was always that worry that we couldn't be there whenever Dad needed us. But knowing you were there, that gave us the peace of mind. Knowing Dad had someone nearby who genuinely cared about him made such a difference to us. Auntie Jan, there really are no words that can properly express how much that means to Justin and me. We will never forget what you did. for Dad. I know Dad wouldn't always have been the easier for person to look after. But you did it with love, patience, and incredible generosity. So from both of us and from our whole family, thank you, Auntie Jan. And thank you to everyone here today that played a part in Dad's life. To everyone here, thank you for loving our dad, for being a part of his life, and for being here to celebrate his 87 years he gave us. We are incredibly grateful. We're incredibly grateful, sorry. My dad was known by many names. He was Dad, Kevin, Walker, Kev, Uncle, Granddad, G-Balls, and in Australia he was simply known as the Chief. Dad lived up to all of those names. Dad was a jack of all trades. He loved his veggie garden and grew the most amazing vegetables and fruit trees. He drove trucks, he built things, he tinkered with things. He could pretty much turn his hand to anything. Although there was one small problem, Dad was fantastic at starting things, but finishing them was another story. I couldn't tell you how many fences Dad built over the years. There was always a fence going up somewhere, a fence coming down, being moved or being started again. And just when you thought he'd finally finished something, he'd wander off and start another bloody project. That was Dad. He was a handyman, a man who always had something on the go. Growing up, I have so many fond memories of Dad, but the ones that come to mind first are the car trips up north to see our family and all those years of Dad following us around the countryside, me around the countryside playing netball. Dad was my number one supporter. He was at game after game, travelling all over the place, watching me play, encouraging me and supporting me. And I will be forever grateful for that. Although Dad being Dad, he always seemed to notice the little things I hadn't done quite right. And being a rugby player himself and me being a netball player, Dad seemed to think I should have been playing netball like I was playing rugby. Would get home from a game, would sit down, he'd start telling me what I should have done. Then he'd go to the pub, have a few beers, and when he came home, that's when things got escalated. We'd end up in some huge argument with Dad telling me I should have been there where the ball was and rucking the ball. I'm pretty sure he thought I should have been tackling the people as well. You would almost think he'd worn the skirt and bib himself and knew every position and every rule of netball simply because he played rugby. But that's Dad. He loved sport and he loved supporting me and Justin. He was there for every game he could possibly be at. And when he came over to Australia in the earlier days, he absolutely loved watching Charlie and Lockie play their sports. One of the stories he talked about right up until the last week when we saw him was when Lockie was 5 years old. Dad had gone to watch him play rugby. Lockie was only little, so little, and they gave him this jersey. And it was so big, it looked like a dress. And he said, "Look at that boy play. He's a bloody good player, but he's playing in a bloody dress." You're always saying, "Boy, that kid could play." That was Dad. He loved his grandchildren, and he would do absolutely anything for them. One of my favourite memories of Dad and Billy happened not long after Mum died. Justin and I were down at the shops getting a coffee when we heard this very distinctive sound. We looked up, and coming down Alexander Road was the Dunhill Express, G-Balls and Billy in the front, coming around the corner almost on 2 wheels. He wasn't a great driver towards the end. G-Balls was taking Billy to get his Hurricane jersey. That was Dad. If his grandchildren wanted something, he would find a way to make it happen. He absolutely adored them. It was another memory not long after Mum died, when Charlie came to visit. He was 15. Charlie came over to spend a couple of days with Granddad. One night I rang to see how they were. They were both pissed. When I asked what they'd been doing, he goes, "I've just taken your son for a couple of milkshakes." Don't know what was in those milkshakes. But they were strong ones. And I think those are the sorts of memories my children will carry with them forever. The funny stories, the adventures, the things that probably shouldn't have happened, but did. The memories that make you laugh for years later. Quite a few years ago, Justin and I decided to introduce Dad to Facebook. Now, Dad was many things, but in IT, he wasn't. Technology man, absolutely not. We were trying to teach him the basics so he could look at the photos we posted of the kids. Eventually, we got him set up, and then it became an absolute nightmare. Because the grandchildren, especially Nikita and Sonia and I, suspect a little encouragement from their father here, decided to take over G. Paul's Facebook page. They started photoshopping things and putting up posts pretending to be G. Balls. Some of you who were lucky enough to be Dad's Facebook friends would even have seen them. And they were bloody hilarious. Dad had absolutely no idea what was going on. He wasn't a savvy man when it came to technology, but somehow his Facebook page became one of the funniest things about him. Some of those posts will be shown on the screen after I finish speaking. And I'm sure Dad would have had absolutely no idea. One of my very last and most special memories with Dad was when we were lucky enough to bring him home to Australia. We had him with us for 7 years. Oh, for 7 years, God wish. 8 weeks, 7 or 8 weeks. He wasn't very well when we arrived, but I tried to nurse him back to better health, and we did. He wasn't 100%, but he looked so much better. And during those weeks, we shared some really special memories. Dad got to spend precious time with his grandsons. He got to meet his great-granddaughter, Sunny. Unfortunately, his great-grandson, Freddie, wasn't born then, but he did get to spend that precious time with Sunny. We went for drives, we had fish and chips on the beach. We went out for dinners. He sat on the couch with Kev, betting on the horses all day. And at that time, they were just ordinary days. We didn't know how precious they would become. But now those ordinary days have become some of my most special memories, and I will cherish them forever. While Dad was in Australia, Charlie thought it would be a good idea to give him an iPhone. Now, remembering Dad's relationship with technology, you can probably imagine how that went. It became an absolute friggin' nightmare trying to teach him how to use a phone. Dad persevered. He wasn't great at it, but he got there in the end. Although my last great iPhone memory was when what happened 5 weeks ago. He was in Wellington Hospital and was trying to turn on the TV to watch his rugby. Instead, he thought his iPhone was his remote, and he accidentally FaceTimed me. So I answered, and Dad couldn't understand where this voice was coming from. The nurse had told him someone's calling you. And he looked down, I went, "Hi, Dad." He goes, "What the bloody hell are you doing on my remote?" "Yeah, you called me, you idiot." And he's like, "Oh." But that was Dad. And I'll never ever forget the moments like that. I will cherish them forever. When I look back now, I realise that some of the moments we don't think much about at the time become the memories we hold on to the most. The car trips, the netball games, the rugby fields, the fences, the veggie garden, the beers, the arguments, the grandchildren, fish and chips, the horse racing, and the bloody iPhone. All those ordinary moments that make up a life. Dad was my dad. He was my supporter. He was my teacher. He was sometimes my biggest critic. He was my pain in the ass, but most importantly, he was my hero. And now life will be changed forever. There will always be an empty space where Dad should be. But I know he isn't really gone. He will live on in me. He will live on in Justin. He will live in my children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. He will live on in those stories. I can't even see what I'm reading. He will live on in the stories we tell, the laughs we share, the things we do that remind us of him, and in the memories he gave us. His voice, his humour, his stubbornness, his generosity, his love of sport, his projects, his bloody fences, and all those little pieces of Dad will stay with us. And one day when my grandchildren are telling their children about G-balls, I hope they will laugh at the same stories we are all laughing at today, because that is how Dad will continue to live, through us, through his family, through his mates, and through the memories he left behind. Dad, thank you for the 87 years you gave us. Thank you for the good times, the difficult times, the laughs, the arguments, the adventures, and most of all, the love. I love you, Dad. I'll miss you more than words can ever say, and I will carry you with me always. So I'm going to leave you now, and I'll see you in your next life.
Well, Tash, that was pretty well done, because you said you weren't going to read it on your phone and you weren't probably going to get through it, but well done, because that's some great memories there of Granddad, G-Balls as we all know him as now. He never knew, and the kids never ever called him that to his face. So that's only come out today. He was Granddad to them, but over the last few days, he's been well known as G-Balls, which actually quite suits him, eh? So I think Charlie's been sprung on as one of the grandchildren to come up and speak a few words about Granddad.
Hello, everyone. I'll keep it short but sweet. Just sort of say a few words on behalf of me and my two brothers who are over there laughing at me as we speak. But obviously, being from Australia, we didn't get to spend too much time with my nana and my granddad, but that just made the times that we did have all the more special. And touching on what you said, Mum, I'm pretty sure he's already been living through you anyway, because you're the most stubborn person that I know. And she never missed one of our games of rugby, and she was always the first person you could hear on the sideline. So, yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. And thanks everyone for coming, and hopefully we'll have a few beers after.
That definitely was short, Charlie, but that's okay. Sure, Granddad would have appreciated your nice words. We're going to open the floor up. Or is there any other family tributes? Nikita, are you going to say something, hun? Come board. And Sonia. Okay. You guys will need that.
So I've just got a few little memories to share on behalf of me and Sonia. Let me get this open. So, hello everyone, my name is Nikita, for anyone that doesn't know me. I'm Granddad's eldest granddaughter, and this is Sonia, his youngest granddaughter. We'd just like to come up and share a few memories of Granddad, aka G-Balls. We'd just like to briefly mention and thank you, Granddad, for all the amazing memories we shared with you throughout the years. You were a major part of our lives, and we had some of the most fun, hilarious, and sometimes scary moments with you. I'll try my best to keep myself together, but I can't promise anything. You would spoil us rotten, like one of you guys said, like most grandparents do. A funny time that me and Sonia vividly remembers when we were visiting one of the school holidays. You'd always known that we really loved Perky Nanas, the chocolate bars. You'd always buy us one when you were down at the shops or whenever you got the chance. So this would have been the day before we were leaving to go back up north. You had gone out to Pack and Save and pretty much bought the whole display tray of Perky Nanas. I think it was about 14 of them. You brought them back for us, you are girls, for the trip back up. No food or drinks or anything, just 14 Perky Nanas. Safe to say me and Son weren't complaining. Your go-to breakfast choices for us was always either Bubble and Squeak, our favourite, which was just leftovers from Nana's lamb roast the night before, all mashed up together. Pretty much the only thing you made that we'd actually eat, no offence. And even then, it was still all Nana's doing. The classic Marmite on toast cut into quarters, or a couple of ice creams down from the dairy down the road. Those were some good times. We can confidently say you weren't the most graceful granddad in the world. I can vaguely remember the time when I was quite little. You were carrying me out to the car at night time, probably one too many under the influence. You walked out onto the front steps, lost your footing, and slammed down onto the front lawn, with me still in your arms. Nana went absolutely ballistic at you. Oh, you spittle bastard. I think you were a bit sheepish after that one, Granddad, but we both made it out okay. Another time was when me and Sonia were just hanging around inside the house, probably with Nana, when all of a sudden we just heard a bit of commotion out the front yard. We all scurried out the door just to see what had happened, and there you were under the big tree, tangled up in your white netted hammock, flat on your back. The rope had obviously snapped on your hammock, and you had fallen on your ass. We were absolutely in fits. I just remember that. It's just a few more. I won't blabber on too much longer. And the time you had built us this awesome little tree house in the same tree you fell out of, by the way, for reference. It just had 4 walls made out of timber, and you had used the shower dome for our sunroof. Son and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. We played in it every day during those school holidays. We were so excited to come back and play in it again. Anyways, comes the next school holidays, and we pulled down the driveway just to see no treehouse there. Completely vanished. We didn't end up asking you directly where it had gone, because we assumed you were a bit grumpy or something. Turns out that you had cut it down to use for firewood. We were angry at you for that one, Granddad. We'll miss the countless hours spending time with you out in the conservatory, especially as young kids, putting on dance performances for you while you were sculling away on your Victoria bitters, and us forcing you to sing Blueberry Hill. That song will forever remind us of you, and the many memories in the lounge with you and Nana, making you watch our circuses and puppet shows, and we can't forget the intense rugby games in the lounge. Safe to say, Nana's TV especially won't forget that one. There were many memories with you in the car where me and Sonia thought our lives were on the line, like when you were driving me home from a rugby game in Otaki at night. We stopped off to get Subway for dinner, but Granddad, being half blind, misjudged the entrance and ended up pummeling over the grass curb in the Dunhill Express. Granddad for sure would have whacked his head on the roof, and I felt like I was flying for a split second. Pretty much every time you'd pick us up from school, we never knew quite sure if we'd make it home in one piece. But we did, thankfully, and we appreciate all those ride homes. Messed it up. I'll try not to blabber on for too much longer, but we did find it pretty funny taking the piss out of you, as Dad would know as well, and all of us. And I'm sure you would have known that we did sometimes as well. The hundreds of recordings of you with stupid Snapchat filters, the silly edits and drawings we did of you, and then, of course, the famous Jeebles page that we created a few years ago now. All without you ever knowing, I hope. Although we were sort of making fun of you, Granddad, it was all just a bit of fun and doesn't take away from how much we loved you. Now we would like to pass the Jeebles legacy over to you, Dad. Everyone is now welcome to refer to him as J-Balls. As in Junior Balls or Justin Balls. I'll finally wrap this up now. I would just like to say once again, Granddad, that we appreciate all the memories that both of us shared with you. And I would like to personally say thank you for loving me and accepting me for who I am and who I love. To quote the day you found out about me, I've been around a long time, I'm not stupid. Obviously. So we love you, Granddad. You'll never be forgotten, and I know for a fact you will be with us for all of life's big moments to come. So thank you. That's it.
We're just going to ask Sam to come forward and he's a nephew from Uncle Walker's side up north, and he just wants to say a few words.
Kia ora, everyone. My Nana Norma was a sibling of Waka's, and I'd just like to share a bit of a karakia on behalf of the whānau who couldn't come down. and a couple of his muggle mob mates who can't be here today as well. But kia hora te marino, kia whakapapa paunamu te moana, hei huarahi mā tātou I te rangi nei, aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou I a tātou katoa, āmeni. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Graham was giving me hand signals and I didn't know what he was meaning, so I had to quickly refer to him. Oh, not that hand signal. Okay. To break up the speeches a bit, we're just going to go through the photo tributes now, and then we'll come back to open the floor, okay, for a few more things. So have a look at the photos.
The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa. Down the road I look, and there runs Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to meet me, arms reaching, smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. The old house is still standing, though the paint is cracked and dry. And there's that old oak tree that I used to play on. Down the lane I walk with my sweet Mary, hair of gold and lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Then I awake and look around me at four gray walls that surround me, and I realize, yes, I was only dreaming. For there's a God and there's a sad old portrait. On and on we'll walk at daybreak. Again I'll touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, they'll all come to see me in the shade of that old oak tree, as they lay me neath the green, green grass of home.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gather round her, miner's lady, stranger to blue water. Dark up in my high country roads. Take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning hours, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads.
Some really, really cool photos in there. You did well, girls. Tash, Justin, for picking out those photos that sort of reflected his life right the way through all his eras of his life. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open the floor to anybody that would like to come forward and say a few words about Waka. Any of his pub friends or bowling friends or rugby friends. There are a few of you out there. Is there anyone that would like to come forward? Yep, sure. We'll bring this gentleman forward and we'll bring you forward, Harry, next, okay?
Hello everyone, I'm Rolly. So I first came to Kapiti Coast in the year 2000 when I got to know Waka at the pub as normal, and in about 2004 he just got made redundant at, I think it was a company called Grace, and so I offered him a job at Transfield Services where I was the manager and working in the store. So that's sort of how the friendship started. I know when I was having a tough day in the office, I'd go out and talk to Waka. He had a huge knowledge about sport, rugby, racing. I actually got him to go in the shares in a couple of racehorses. So, and we used to go up to Palmy and watch them work and do track work and that. He used to always take carrots for them. We had one horse that never won a race. I was convinced that was a carrots Waka was giving them. He loved animals, he loved his horses. Also, he created a rugby team in Transfield Services where he was coach. He convinced me to play. 3 broken ribs later after the first game. Yeah, but he did well. We played the Transfield Power Company one. Waka was very knowledgeable at rugby. The Transfield ran a competition when the Super Rugby was kicking off. And it was like, all the teams you pick, the margins and all that. There's like 500 people in Transfield Services nationally. And he won it. And we had the agreement that if we won it, the ticket, prize was 2 tickets to Eden Park to watch Aussie play in the Bledisloe Cup, play the All Blacks. So off we went. We went up to Eden Park and we were looking for our seats. And you got to remember, Transfield Service is an Australian company, and the tickets came from Australia. So we went in there and we found our seats were sitting there. And if you imagine Eden Park, 10,000 yellow shirts, and there were 2 black spots in the middle. That was Waka and I. Walker thought it was great, and I said, "Oh, I was purring myself, thinking, oh, I said, Walker, we're in the middle of the Aussie fan zone." So he said, "Don't worry about it. Just don't jump up when they score." And I said, "Why not? They'll throw things at you." So it didn't end that. We won that test, and we managed to sneak out, and we went back to our accommodation, and it was absolutely poured down. And we got out a thing. He said, "Let's go to the house bar." So we went up to the house bar, and it was full of Australians. And the netball was happening, Australia versus New Zealand. And then one of the Aussies said, "Oh, you might have beat us at rugby. You're not going to beat us at netball." And Walker looked at the score, and half time we were behind 13 points. He said, "It doesn't matter. We're not going to win this. Get a beer in." So we got a beer, and we went there, and we're talking about the game and all that, and we saw them, the girls, or New Zealand girls, make the biggest comeback you've ever seen, and they got up to win by 1 goal, and Walker said, "Jesus, we better get out of here." Yeah. So then we went to the airport. I took Walker into the Quarry Lounge, and because our plane was delayed, and I said, "Walker, come on, we'll might as well have a beer. It's all free." So yeah. So then I got another call, Dave. He said, "Let's have another one, and another one." And then the All Blacks came into the Quarry Lounge. Well, he was in his element. I remember him talking to Perry Whipper, probably telling him how he went wrong and all that. But yeah, so we were pretty drunk by the time our plane took off. So we finally got back, and yeah, that's some great times. He'd be sadly missed. So rest in peace, Walker.
Okay, I'm going to ask Harry to come up. Now, Harry is one of Power Pram's elders probably these days. He knew Uncle Walker through Power Pram Rugby Club and's probably got a few little stories to say.
Oh, I won't tell too many stories.
Are you going to use this, Harry? No?
You know, mate. Thank you for the young ones. A nice message. And my name is Hardy, Hari, Rangi Jackson. Born in Parapram 90 years ago. No, born at home. No maternity home in Parapram then. Hard days, I can tell you that. But anyway, I mainly met him through rugby.
Wake him up.
That's when I first met him. And he used to come up with the Wellington team, play friendly rugby before the season. I think that's how it went. I said, "Wok, you better come up some Sundays and play some Maori rugby with us, with Waikanae and Parapram together. We need a few more Maori players." And, "Oh, that sounds pretty good, Harry. We could have a few beers and what have you." Yeah, we sure could, man. But some of those games, we would get a hangi ready, get the fire burning about 5:30 in the morning, get the rocks and some of the bulldozer tracks in the, get them really hot up at the Waikanae Marae for the visiting team to feed them mainly. Don't worry about us, the visiting team. And we have Maori teams coming down from Palmerston, Taranaki, Hutt Valley, Levin, and it was good. Good friendship. I wouldn't always say that the games are always friendly. What would say, "I think we better sort these buggers out, Harry." I said, "Oh, you lead the way, I'll be behind you." Yeah, because he used to always play on the loose head scrum. And I would play up the front row or lock. and the other boys are all there. There's a few of them here today, I think. But I recognise them, most of the people. Yeah, but they were great days with old Wok, having a few beers, talking about the All Blacks. We'd get round to that. Oh, he shouldn't be in the bloody team. Hey? Oh, well, that's the way it goes, Wok. But anyway, I met him again at Bowls, the bowling club. And we started to get playing against one another and then with one another. And, you know, and that was good. A good day's old Wok. No doubt about him. That's enough from me.
Right.
Thank you.
You right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Harry.
Okay.
Okay, we've probably got time for one more tribute from someone if they'd like to come forward. Did anyone want? Do you want to come forward, John? I think John's got some words about the bowling club.
I saw Harry yesterday, and Harry said, Walker's funeral tomorrow. I played rugby with Walker. Played rugby with Walker. I heard in Tash and Justin when they were talking, they mentioned the word love an awful lot, Tash, and I can understand that totally because of what he was. I mean, that's a fantastic photo. It just shows him in his element, doesn't it? Drinking a beer and smiling. And in the days, I saw him a couple of days before he died, and it was sort of like that photo in here of him being really skin and bone, basically. And it was a shock to me because Sam had told me, like you said, still a few, a wee bit longer to go. So it was a shock to see that he died. Hutch and a few others are down the back, and they got to know Walker through rugby. He was a coach of a lot of guys who are now not young, but I remember him well for his rugby days. And Pritch over there said to me, oh, he was such a good coach, demanding on the field, but off the field, you could get away with stuff. He said there was one game in which they were playing and they'd decided to go to the pub beforehand and they were punting as well, and the bets were going quite well. And with 20 minutes to go before the kickoff, they looked at their watches and said, well, that's it. We're not going to make this game, so let's just stay here. And Walker came in, and they thought, we're in it now. We're really going to cop a blow from Walker. And all he said was, you've got 20 minutes, boys. Jump in the car. And away we went. So he said, he didn't even tell them off. I think they won the game, he said. I looked on Walker as being a legend in this area. He was a very good sports person. I knew him through bowls a lot. He was always pleasant. He was helpful. He was extremely competitive. He enjoyed a beer and a bet, obviously, and the boundary will certainly miss him. Things that will remain with me is his smile, his friendship. He often talked about his family and how he had considered going back north at one stage, but he felt compelled to stay here. And between dozing the other day, he did talk quite a bit. And he talked about the fact that he knew he'd had a good life. I'm 87, he said, I've had a good life. He talked about that he'd done things that he really wanted to do. He didn't felt as though he'd been shortchanged. He'd achieved stuff. And he made a lot of friends. And it's those friends here today who are saying, rest in peace, Walker. We've loved knowing you. Thanks. I still didn't find out why it was called Walker.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, sorry.
Way back with Ned was the flat that they used to live in, everybody had a name. He was Walker, Ned was Cookie, there was No Five, there was...
So a nickname from way back, way back. Well, that's cool. Thanks, Jen. Okay, so we're going to come to the end of today's service, and it's been a great service, and thanks for everyone that's contributed to the kind words that you've all said about our uncle, grandfather, father, friend. So let's carry forward the love, the laughter, the memories that we've shared here today. I want to thank you all for showing your support. I've just said that, but thanks for Tash, Kevin, Justin, grandchildren, Nikita, Charlie, Sonia, Lockie, Billy, and not forgetting the great-grandchildren, Sunny and Freddie. I'll just say a few words to wind down. So let's not leave here with heavy-hearted, but full of gratitude for the time we had, the memories we made, and the love that never really goes away. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Just remember, those we love don't ever walk away. They walk beside us every day. Unseen, unheard, but always near, still loved, still missed, and very dear. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and hold on to all your memories that you have of the man that we farewell today. Today's service has been one of much laughter, which he's probably going, yeah, bloody shitheads, and great memories. We thank you, Kevin, for everything you were and everything you gave, and so now, forever, rest in peace. With the certain knowledge that you were, are, and always be dearly remembered, dearly loved, and terribly missed, sorry. Just a few quick things. If you want to join the family next door for refreshments after the service, you're most welcome. And anyone that would like to come up to the crematorium to farewell Uncle Waka on his final farewell, you're most welcome to join us up there as well. After that, we're going down to his favourite place, the Boundary, which has been mentioned here many a time, for a good old catch up and a beer. So I'm going to ask, we've actually renamed the pallbearers. We talked about this on Sunday afternoon, and Nikita and her mum come up with this. Deb come up with renaming the pallbearers the G-ball bearers. So can I call forward the G-ball bearers to carry Uncle Waka out on his final journey out to the... So thanks everyone for being here, and see you next door.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, on Blueberry Hill. When I found you, the moon stood still on Blueberry Hill. But all of those vows you made were never to be. So we're apart. You thought of me still, for you were my thrill. Sweet melody, but all of those vows you made were only to be. So we're apart. You thought of me still, for you were my thrill.
taste your lips of wine anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream, 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 dream. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye bye my love, goodbye. There goes my baby with someone new. She sure looks happy, I sure am blue. She was my baby till he stepped in. Goodbye to romance, that might have been. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye bye my love, goodbye. I'm through with romance, I'm through with love, I'm through with counting the stars above. And there's a reason that I'm so free. My loving baby is through with me. Bye bye love, bye bye happiness, hello loneliness, I think I'm gonna cry. Bye bye love, bye bye sweet caress, hello emptiness, I feel like I could die. Bye bye my love, goodbye. Bye bye my love, goodbye. Bye bye my love, goodbye. Bye bye my love, goodbye.
Each time we have a quarrel, it almost breaks my heart, 'cause I'm so afraid that we will have to part. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? One day I feel so happy, the next day I feel so sad. I guess I'll learn to take the good with the bad, 'cause each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? I cried a tear for nobody but you. I'll be a lonely one if you should say we're through. Well, if you want to make me cry, that won't be so hard to do. If you should say goodbye, I'll still go on loving you. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? I cried a tear for nobody but you. I'll be a lonely one if you should say we're through. Well, if you want
on for making me cry. That won't be so hard to do. And if you should say goodbye, I'll still go on loving you. Each night I ask the stars up above, why must I be a teenager in love? Why must I be a teenager in love? Why must I be a teenager in love? Why must I be a teenager in love?
I'm a gonna raise a fuss, I'm a gonna raise a holler about a working all summer just to try to earn a dollar. Every time I call my baby, try to get a date, my boss says,
no die, son, you gotta work late.
sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Oh, well, my mom and papa told me, son, you gotta make some money. If you wanna use the car to go a ride next Sunday. Oh, well, I didn't go to work, told the boss I was sick.
Now you can't use a car cause you didn't work a leg.
Sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. I'm gonna take 2 weeks, gonna have a fine vacation. I'm gonna take my problem to the United Nations. Well, I called my congressman and he said, quote,
I'd like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote.
sometimes I wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues.